Breaking: Taiwanese F-16V fighters sink Chinese amphibious assault ship. Type 075 destroyed in Taiwan Strait. 1,200 Marines aboard, 30 helicopters lost. $1.2 billion warship gone. This is Skyfront, where air wars break first. Attack occurred at 6:47 a.m. local time. 6 F-16V Block 70 launched from Hualien Air Base, armed with AGM-84 Harpoon anti-ship missiles. Target: Plan Type 075 Guangxi, operating 60 nautical miles west of Taiwan. Ship conducting amphibious assault exercise, escorted by Type 052D destroyer and 2 Type 054A frigates. Taiwanese strike package approached at low altitude. Sea skimming profile. Below radar horizon. Achieved surprise. Launched 12 harpoons from 110 kilometers distance. Chinese air defense systems engaged immediately. Type 1130 CIWS activated. HU-10 missiles fired. 7 harpoons destroyed. 5 penetrated defenses. Direct hits amidships. Massive explosions. Secondary detonations from aviation fuel and ammunition. Type 075 engulfed in flames. Capsized in 47 minutes. 340 crew and Marines killed. Largest Chinese naval loss in modern history. Skyfront verified through Taiwan Ministry of Defense combat footage, U.S. 7th Fleet monitoring data, and satellite thermal imaging showing burning wreckage. The Type 075 represents China's most capable amphibious warfare platform. NATO designation, Yushin class. Displacement, 40,000 tons. Length, 250 meters. Capacity, 1,200 Marines, 30 helicopters, plus vehicles and equipment. Designed specifically for Taiwan invasion scenario. Cost, $1.2 billion. China operates 3 Type 075 ships. Loss of 1. 33% capability reduction. Cannot easily replace. Construction timeline, 4 years minimum. This specific ship, Guangxi, hull number 32. Commissioned 2021. Newest of class, most capable. Now destroyed, represents catastrophic blow to Chinese amphibious assault capability. Skyfront analysis indicates strike demonstrates Taiwanese anti-access area denial strategy effectiveness. Cannot match Chinese fleet numbers. Cannot win surface battle. Therefore, employ asymmetric tactics. Fighter aircraft armed with anti-ship missiles. Attack from standoff range. Exploit coordination and surprise. Sink high-value targets before they reach Taiwan. Tonight's success validates entire operational concept. 6 fighters destroyed $1.2 billion ship. Cost ratio overwhelmingly favors Taiwan. The F-16V Block 70 represents most advanced Fighting Falcon variant available for export. APG-83 ASA radar provides 200-kilometer detection range against surface targets. Advanced Electronic Warfare Suite. Link 16 data link enables networked operations. AGM-84 Harpoon integration. Each fighter carried 2 missiles, 12 total weapons. Mission Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Chen Wei-Ming, 41 years old, 19 years service. 1,200 flight hours. Combat experienced. Led strike package flawlessly. Planned approach route. Coordinated launch sequence. Achieved mission success. All 6 aircraft returned safely. Perfect execution. Which tactical element proved most decisive? A. Low altitude approach. B. Harpoon missile capability. C. Chinese defensive failures. Comment your answer. The engagement unfolded in carefully choreographed sequence. Phase 1. Ingress. 6 F-16V departed Hualien at 6:14 a.m., flew east initially, created deception, then turned north, descended to 100 meters altitude, sea skimming flight profile, maintained radar silence, passive sensors only. Chinese naval radar could not detect low-altitude targets beyond horizon. Phase 2. Targeting. U.S. Navy P-8 Poseidon provided real-time targeting data, transmitted encrypted coordinates via secure link. Taiwanese fighters received precise Type 075 location, adjusted course accordingly, never activated own radars, remained undetected. Phase 3. Launch. At 110 kilometers range, fighters climbed briefly, activated radars, achieved target lock, launched harpoons in rapid sequence, 12 missiles airborne within 90 seconds, immediately descended back to sea level, egressed eastward, mission complete. Phase 4. Impact. Harpoons flew autonomous attack profile, sea-skimming approach, terminal pop-up maneuver, dove onto target from above. Chinese defenses engaged frantically. Type 1130 close-in weapon systems fired thousands of rounds, destroyed 3 missiles. HQ-10 point defense missiles launched, intercepted 4 more. 5 harpoons penetrated. First missile struck port side amidships, penetrated hull, detonated inside hangar deck. Massive explosion among parked helicopters. Aviation fuel ignited. Fire spread rapidly. Second and third missiles hit within seconds. Starboard side impacts created massive flooding. Compartments breached. Fourth missile struck superstructure, destroyed bridge and combat information center. Command lost. Fifth missile hit stern, detonated near ammunition magazine. Secondary explosion enormous. Ship doomed. Skyfront confirmed Type 075 crew attempted damage control. Firefighting teams deployed. Flooding countermeasures initiated. However, damage too severe. Multiple large fires. Uncontrolled flooding. Lost power completely. Communications failed. Order to abandon ship issued at 7:19 a.m. Crew and Marines evacuated to escort vessels. However, capsizing occurred rapidly. Many trapped below decks. Final casualty count: 340 killed, 860 rescued. Survivors transferred to escort ships. Guangxi sank stern first, settled in 180 meters depth. Total loss. The AGM-84 Harpoon proved devastatingly effective despite age. Designed from 1977, nearly 50 years old, yet remains combat relevant. Sea-skimming flight profile, active radar terminal guidance. 221-kilogram warhead, sufficient to cripple large warships. 5 hits on Type 075 caused catastrophic damage. Each penetration created massive secondary effects: fires, flooding, structural failure. Combined impact overwhelmed damage control capability. Ship could not survive. Taiwan operates approximately 400 Harpoon missiles. Today's strike expended 12. 388 remain. Sufficient inventory for sustained anti-ship operations. United States committed to continued deliveries. Japan offered additional missiles from owned stocks. Allied support ensures adequate ammunition. Chinese Type 075 carried full amphibious assault load. 30 Z-8 and Z-18 transport helicopters. Value: $15 million each. Total: $450 million. 1,200 Marines from 164th Brigade. Elite amphibious assault troops. Years of specialized training. Irreplaceable experience. Plus vehicles, artillery, supplies, all lost. This operational loss exceeds even ship value. Reconstituting amphibious brigade requires years. Wait. New intelligence confirmed. Chinese Eastern Theater Command placed all naval forces on highest alert. Type 075 Hainan and Type 075 Anhui recalled to port. Amphibious operations suspended indefinitely. Escort requirements increased dramatically. Each capital ship now requires minimum 4 escorts instead of 2. This force restructuring reduces Chinese operational flexibility. Fewer ships available for missions. More resources devoted to protection. Taiwanese strike created strategic effects beyond single ship loss. Skyfront tracking escalation dynamics. China announced immediate retaliation. Air and naval forces mobilized. Missile strikes threatened. However, specific targets unclear. Taiwan activated full air defense network. Fighters dispersed to hardened shelters. Population shelters opened. Civil defense measures implemented. United States deployed additional carrier strike group to region. USS Ronald Reagan battle group positioned between Taiwan and China. Deterrent signal. Japan placed self-defense forces on alert. Regional allies coordinating responses. Crisis management protocols activated. What is the displacement tonnage of the Type 075 amphibious assault ship? A. 25,000 tons. B. 40,000 tons. C. 55,000 tons. International reaction, swift and polarized. United States expressed support for Taiwan's self-defense rights. Reaffirmed commitment to Taiwan Relations Act. Pledged continued arms sales. Japan condemned Chinese military exercises near Taiwan. Called for peaceful resolution. Australia offered intelligence support to Taiwan. New Zealand urged restraint from all parties. ASEAN nations remain neutral publicly. Privately concerned about escalation. Russia supported China rhetorically. However, provided no material assistance. Resources committed to Ukraine. Limited capacity for Pacific involvement. Skyfront analysis indicates strike fundamentally alters Taiwan Strait military balance. Chinese amphibious assault capability degraded 33% immediately. Remaining Type 075 ships cannot operate freely. Risk of Taiwanese air attack too high. This forces Chinese military to reconsider invasion plans. Cannot conduct amphibious operation without assured sea and air superiority. Taiwan demonstrated ability to contest both. Invasion becomes far more difficult, possibly prohibitive. The economic impact extends beyond military loss. Type 075 construction employed thousands. Dalian shipyard faces questions about vulnerability. Insurance rates for Chinese naval vessels increased dramatically. International shipping companies avoid Taiwan Strait. Container ships reroute. Adds days to transit times. Increases costs. Regional trade disrupted. Stock markets react negatively. Chinese markets down 3%. Taiwanese markets down 2%. Regional indices follow. Economic consequences compound military losses. Does this attack make Chinese invasion of Taiwan less likely? Comment Y or N. Taiwanese pilot accounts describe intense engagement. Lieutenant Colonel Chen. We knew Chinese defenses formidable. Expected heavy losses. Planned for 50% attrition. All 6 aircraft returned. Exceeded expectations. However, saw missiles intercepted. Watched harpoons destroyed. Close thing. Few more Chinese interceptors and mission fails. Lucky today. Cannot count on luck repeatedly. Professional assessment. Acknowledges risks. Understands limitations. Quality leadership. Chinese survivors described chaotic scene aboard Type 075. Explosions. Fire. Flooding. Orders contradictory. Communications failed. Panic among junior personnel. Officers attempted to maintain order. However, damage too severe. Ship clearly doomed. Evacuation proceeded somewhat orderly given circumstances. Escort vessels performed well. Rescued majority of personnel. However, 340 dead represents catastrophic casualty count. Families throughout China received death notifications. National mourning declared. Skyfront confirmed debris field covers approximately 4 square kilometers. Oil slick extends 12 kilometers. Environmental damage significant. Marine life affected. Commercial fishing disrupted. Cleanup operations required. Chinese Navy deployed pollution control vessels. International assistance offered. Ecological consequences add to military and economic costs. The F-16V radar performance exceeded design specifications. AGM-84 tracked surface targets at extreme range. Distinguished Type 075 from escort vessels. Provided precise targeting data. Enabled coordinated Harpoon launch. This sensor capability critical to mission success. Without accurate targeting, missiles wasted. Taiwanese investment in advanced radar technology proved justified. American exports to Taiwan validated through combat success. If you follow real air warfare, type Skyfront. Chinese propaganda initially claimed Type 075 damaged but operational. Later revised to heavily damaged but salvageable. Finally acknowledged total loss after satellite imagery showed capsized hull. Pattern familiar. Deny. Minimize. Eventually admit. However, domestic Chinese audience receives censored version. International observers see complete picture. This information asymmetry creates problems. Chinese public unprepared for military setbacks. When truth emerges, shock greater. Government credibility damaged. The Harpoon missile inventory in Asia-Pacific theater, Taiwan 400, Japan 500, South Korea 300, Australia 200. Total Allied stockpile 1,400 missiles, sufficient for sustained anti-ship campaign. Chinese Navy operates approximately 90 major surface combatants. Simple mathematics. Allies possess adequate ammunition to threaten entire Chinese fleet. This deterrence calculation influences Chinese operational planning. Risk too high for aggressive maneuvers. Taiwanese strike package training began 8 months prior. Rehearsed low-altitude approaches. Practiced coordinated launches. Studied Chinese air defense capabilities. Identified vulnerabilities. Developed countermeasures. This preparation enabled successful execution. Professional military forces invest heavily in training. Results evident in combat. What happens next in Taiwan Strait crisis? Comment below. Skyfront projects continued high tensions. Chinese military faces domestic pressure to respond. However, options limited. Airstrikes risk Taiwanese air defense. Naval operations expose additional ships to attack. Missile attacks invite international condemnation. No good choices. Taiwan maintains defensive posture, demonstrated capability, proven resolve, Allied support solid, strategic position stronger post-strike. United States continues diplomatic efforts, de-escalation preferred, however maintains military readiness, carrier strike groups position, forces prepared. The answer to tactical quiz. Type 075 displacement is 40,000 tons. Option B, massive ship, tremendous capability, now resting on seafloor. Billion-dollar wreck. Chinese amphibious assault capability crippled. Taiwanese air power proved decisive. Will Chinese invasion attempt proceed? Significantly less likely. Tonight's losses demonstrate invasion costs potentially prohibitive. Taiwanese defenses effective. Who controls Taiwan Strait waters? Contested. Neither side achieves dominance, both capable of inflicting severe losses. What happens next? Continued military buildup. Enhanced readiness. Diplomatic maneuvering. Avoid escalation while maintaining deterrence. Subscribe to Skyfront, where air wars break first. Real air combat. Real consequences. Skyfront.